What's up, Steelers Nation? Welcome back to the channel, your one-stop shop for all things black and gold. Today, we've got a hot topic to dive into, one that could have a major impact on the Steelers' future. We're talking about free agent wide receiver Amari Cooper, who's just been named by Pro Football Focus as the top landing spot for Pittsburgh in 2025. Before we get started, let me remind you that the Steelers are all about getting better every single day. This team is dedicated to delivering results for its fans, and as part of Steelers Nation, you're a crucial part of this journey. So, if you're ready to talk Steelers football, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Let's keep building this community of die-hard fans. Now, let's get into the details of why Amari Cooper could be the perfect fit for the Steelers and what it might mean for some of the team's current stars, like George Pickens. According to Pro Football Focus, PFF, the Steelers are the best landing spot for Amari Cooper, who is set to hit free agency in 2025. Cooper, now 30, has had a bit of a roller coaster season, splitting time between the Cleveland Browns and the Buffalo Bills. His numbers this year, 547 receiving yards and 4 touchdowns, don't jump off the page, especially compared to his back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons with Cleveland in 2022 and 2023. But here's the thing. This year's free agent wide receiver class isn't stacked. With stars like T. Higgins and Chris Godwin likely landing elsewhere, Cooper could be one of the best options on the market. He brings experience, polished, route running, and a reputation as a consistent veteran presence, something the Steelers could really use right now. Let's not forget the context. The Steelers' receiving core needs depth and reliability. While George Pickens has shown flashes of brilliance, his maturity and consistency remain in question. Adding someone like Cooper, who can make clutch catches and lead by example, might be exactly what this team needs to take the next step. Speaking of George Pickens, let's talk about the elephant in the room. Pickens is arguably the most talented player on the Steelers' offense, but his name has been swirling in trade rumors lately. Reports about his alleged tardiness and his fiery demeanor on the field have sparked debates among fans. Earlier this week, Pickens addressed those rumors head-on, responding to speculation about his future with the team. These pages are not in the building or any facility. Just stop lying for clicks and views, my brother, Pickens wrote on social media, clearly frustrated by the chatter. Here's the thing. Pickens' talent is undeniable. In his first 3 seasons, he's been a game-changer for the Steelers, making highlight reel catches and giving the offense a spark when it needed it most. But with talent comes responsibility, and Pickens' competitive fire has occasionally spilled over in ways that have raised eyebrows. This situation creates a fascinating dynamic for the Steelers. On one hand, they have a young star in Pickens who could anchor the offense for years to come. On the other, his perceived immaturity might make the team more open to exploring other options, especially if they bring in a proven veteran like Amari Cooper. Let's focus on what Cooper could bring to the table. At his best, Cooper is a precise route runner with excellent hands and the ability to stretch the field. He's not just a possession receiver, he's a guy who can beat defenses in a variety of ways, whether it's on deep routes, intermediate crossing patterns, or quick slants. For a Steelers offense that has struggled with consistency, Cooper's versatility could be a game-changer. Pairing him with a big play threat like Pickens, assuming Pickens stays, would give Pittsburgh a balanced, dynamic receiving duo. And let's not forget about tight end Pat Freiermuth, who has quietly become one of the team's most reliable targets. With Cooper in the mix, the Steelers could open up the field and give quarterback Kenny Pickett more options to work with. But here's where it gets tricky. The Steelers aren't likely to break the bank for Cooper. His production has dipped. In recent years and at age 30, he's not the kind of player you give a massive long-term contract to. If Pittsburgh can sign him to a reasonable deal, it's a move that makes sense. But if Cooper is looking for a payday, the Steelers might pass. Let's talk dollars and cents for a moment. The Steelers aren't exactly flush with cap space, but they have some flexibility heading into 2025. The key will be structuring a deal for Cooper that doesn't hamstring the team financially. One option could be a short-term, incentive-laden contract. This kind of deal would allow the Steelers to minimize their risk while giving Cooper the opportunity to prove he's still a top-tier receiver. It's a win-win scenario that could benefit both parties. Additionally, the Steelers could create more cap space by restructuring contracts or making tough decisions about players currently on the roster. It's all part of the business, and if Pittsburgh believes Cooper is the missing piece, they'll find a way to make it work. This past season was anything but smooth for Pittsburgh's quarterbacks. The Steelers started the year with a unique situation: two veteran quarterbacks in Russell Wilson and Justin Fields, both on short-term deals. Wilson, who joined the team after being released by the Denver Broncos, won the starting job in training camp. However, a calf injury sidelined him for the first 6 games of the season, giving Justin Fields a chance to step up. Fields led the Steelers to a respectable 4-2 record during Wilson's absence, but when Wilson returned, the team took off. With Wilson under center, Pittsburgh won 6 of his first 7 starts, surging to a 10-3 record and even holding first place in the competitive AFC North. But then came the collapse. A 4-game losing streak to close the regular season, followed by a disappointing wild-card loss to the division rival Baltimore Ravens. In that playoff game, Wilson threw for 270 yards and 2 touchdowns, but the offense was shut out in the first half, and the Steelers fell 28-14. It marked the team's 6th straight playoff loss under Mike Tomlin. Wilson's season stats: 2,482. Passing yards, 16 touchdowns, and 5 interceptions tell the story of a solid but unspectacular campaign. At 36 years old, Wilson isn't the same dynamic playmaker who led the Seattle Seahawks to a Super Bowl title in 2013. But his leadership, experience, and competitiveness still make him a valuable asset. Despite the disappointing finish to the season, Wilson remains optimistic about his future in Pittsburgh. "Obviously, this year was an exciting year in a lot of ways," Wilson said. "It was tough at the end. We didn't get it done. But I've got so much more in me. My goal is to be with the Pittsburgh Steelers for a long time and hopefully finish my career there." That's the kind of determination fans love to hear. Wilson's desire to compete and prove the doubters wrong has been a hallmark of his career. But the question remains: is he the right quarterback to lead the Steelers back to championship contention? Head coach Mike Tomlin addressed the uncertainty surrounding the quarterback position during his end-of-season press conference. "Obviously, we don't have a quarterback under contract, so we've got some major discussions ahead," Tomlin said. "It was a really good experience with the 3 quarterbacks that were on our roster this year, individually and collectively. We are certainly open to considering those guys, but there's a lot of work ahead of us." Tomlin emphasized the importance of exploring all options, from free agency to the NFL draft. The major work starts with understanding what our options are, what the field looks like in free agency, what the draft pool looks like, and then beginning the process of decision-making based on known variables, he added. This approach signals that the Steelers are keeping all options on the table. While Wilson has expressed his desire to return, the team may also consider re-signing Fields, drafting a young quarterback, or even pursuing another veteran in free agency. Let's break down the pros and cons of bringing Wilson back. The pros: experience and leadership. Wilson's 13 years in the NFL make him a stabilizing presence in the locker room. His ability to mentor younger players and keep the team focused is invaluable. Proven winner. Wilson has a Super Bowl ring and a track record of success in the playoffs, even if recent years haven't been as kind. Fit with Tomlin. The mutual respect between Wilson and Tomlin is evident. Their partnership could be the foundation for a strong 2025 campaign. The cons: age and decline. At 36, Wilson's best years are likely behind him. Can he still perform at a high level for an entire season? Cap space. Concerns: Wilson won't command the kind of massive contract he once did, but re-signing him could still impact the Steelers' ability to address other needs. Uncertainty about fit. While Wilson played well in stretches, the offense struggled to score consistently. Is he the right quarterback for Pittsburgh's system? What about Justin Fields? Justin Fields is the other major piece of the puzzle. The former first-round pick showed flashes of brilliance during his 6 starts, leading the Steelers to a 4-2 record. His dual-threat ability gives the offense a dynamic edge, but consistency remains a concern. Fields is younger and has more upside than Wilson, but his short-term deal also makes his future in Pittsburgh uncertain. Could the Steelers choose Fields over Wilson, or is it possible they bring both quarterbacks back? Steelers Nation, this is where you come in. The team has a big decision to make, and your input matters. Should the Steelers re-sign Russell Wilson, Justin Fields, or both? Or should they explore other options, like drafting a young quarterback or signing a different free agent? Now, it's time for the most important part of the conversation. Your voice. Steelers Nation, we want to hear from you. Do you think Amari Cooper would be a good fit for the Steelers? Should the team prioritize signing a veteran wide receiver or focus on developing younger talent like George Pickens? What do you think about the ongoing rumors surrounding Pickens? Is he part of the solution or part of the problem? Drop your answers in the comments below. We read every single one, and your opinions help shape the discussion around this team. This offseason is shaping up to be one of the most important in recent memory for the Pittsburgh Steelers. With questions surrounding the receiving corps, the coaching staff, and the overall direction of the team, the decisions made in the coming months will set the tone for 2025 and beyond. Amari Cooper could be a key piece of the puzzle, but he's not the only one. Whether it's through free agency, the draft, or internal development, the Steelers have plenty of options to improve. The question is, will they make the right moves to get back to championship contention? Thank you for tuning in to today's video. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more exclusive Steelers content. Together, we'll navigate this offseason and keep the faith in the black and gold. Until next time, Steelers Nation, stay passionate, stay loyal, and as always, here we go.